Chef Sharon Singleton or Miss Sharon. Okay, we're going to do another one of my kiss recipes. Now, my son, he really got 10 pounds of ass about this one. He didn't want me to give this to anybody, but he's 20 years old, and who's the mama? All right, this recipe came from my grandmother. Even though it's a good recipe, it's a nice recipe, you wouldn't think it was as easy as it is. So we're going to make Caribbean steamed fish. And this is how we start with that. I have some water here. I have a pan on the stove. I'm pouring about, say, 1.5 cups to 2 cups of water because I'm using 2 pounds of fish. I have 2 pounds of fish. Now, since this is already getting hot, this water, so now we have to take the water to another level and season this water. So now, with this water, I have a whole onion and a whole red and green bell pepper. One pepper, the ones that green and red together, or half a green, half a red, whatever. I have that sliced up. That goes in here. I have a bay leaf. The bay leaf goes in there. Oops. The bay leaf didn't go in there. Here it is. The bay leaf goes in there. Now, I'm going to take, I'd say, about half a stick of butter. And I'm going to put the half a stick of butter in there. Now, I'm going to turn this up because I want the vegetables to start cooking and I want the butter to melt. Now, I don't know how many of y'all use ground cloves. I know most of y'all use cloves, you know, for the turkey and whatnot. Not the turkey, you hear me, for the ham during the holidays. In Caribbean cooking, they use a lot of ground cloves. If you use these cloves here in this recipe, which you can do if you have them, but you have to make sure you pick them out because you've had it in ham before. Biting on these is just dead wrong on so many levels. So I always use the ground cloves. And if you don't have the ground cloves, I say maybe start with 10 whole cloves. The ground cloves are going to be more pungent anyway. So I have a half a teaspoon of ground clove in here. That goes right in there. Just like that. Now, I also have 1 lemon. I'm going to slice the lemon. I'm going to try to take most of the seeds out before I use my reamer. I love this reamer. I've been using this reamer for years. And as you get to know me, you'll know how much I like my gadgets. This is a reamer. And there you go. You just twist it back and forth. See, I got some seeds coming out, but that reamer, it'll do a lemon dirty every time. It'll get the pulp and everything. See? See that? And if you hold it up like this, you can usually catch the seeds in your hand. And then you just squeeze it. But I love this gadget here, this reamer. So now, I'm letting this cook. And like I said, I have this on high heat. Now, you notice I didn't put no salt in again. And remember, we only use kosher salt here. But none of this is seasoned. So, therefore, I'm going to use my fish mixture. Now, remember, you can use salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, chili powder, lemon peppers, whatever you want. But if you just want something that you don't have to mix and combine, just get some Old Bay. Now, with my seasoning mixture, I'm going to just put it in there. Let's say this may be about a tablespoon. I got that tablespoon rocking and rolling, and already I can smell these flavors combining. Now, as I'm stirring this up, what I'm going to do is, even before I even put the fish in, I'm going to let this rock and roll for about 5 minutes, because this way then what we do after we let it rock and roll for 5 minutes, then we taste. Remember, you can always add, you can't take away. All right. Now, let me get all this stuff out the way. And clean as you go, okay? Now, I already have 2 pounds of tilapia here. My tilapia I already had seasoned. I have my salt, I have my fish mixture on here. And when you season, don't let people think you're just supposed to put a little bit of seasoning. You want to see the seasoning. You want to make sure your food has depth of flavor. Okay? Depth of flavor means that you can taste it after you finish eating it. You be like, yeah, one of them, okay? That's what my guys do. And when I say my guys, I mean my nephews, my cousin, my husband, and my son. The girls, not so much. Excuse me. So now, if you can see over here, this has already started boiling. This has already started boiling. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just taste it. See how it's... Okay, see? I'm not feeling that right now. Sometimes, what I do like, I don't know if a lot of y'all are hip to this, I love, love, love. And since I'm a mutt, I have my grandmother's from, one grandmother's from St. Thomas, my grandfather's from Puerto Rico. My other grandmother's from Louisiana, my other grandfather's from Florida. So I'm the ultimate mutt. I love this sazon. This sazon, excuse me, brings so much to the table. So much to the party. So, I'm going to put a little sazon in there. And, as you notice, I didn't use any salt yet, but I'm going to. And this black pepper. But like I told you, you have to taste, because if you're going to use the Old Bay, remember, the Old Bay has a lot of sodium in it. But I know my fish mixture doesn't have sodium in it, because I made it myself. So I'm putting 2 big pinches of salt. My fresh cracked pepper. And remember, I told you about, just get yourself a pepper mill and start using fresh cracked pepper. Now, I'm going to get another spoon. Usually, when I'm in the restaurant and I'm cooking for somebody, I usually have a container here with a bunch of plastic spoons, because I don't want to keep washing dishes, so that's because I'm always tasting and whatnot. And you can take that, for something too. If you want to, really want to cook and get your flavors on and whatnot, just have a container with a bunch of plastic spoons so you can keep tasting. Oh, see? I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. But I want something with a little bit of spice. And I think I want a little bit more butter too. But like I said, you only know once you taste. When I chew, you don't swallow. So make sure you taste, taste, taste. I'm going to put a little bit more butter in here. I'm going to put another pinch of salt in here. And I want to take it, put a little spice. I'm going to put a little bit of crushed red peppers. Like I said, all of this is optional. I taste it, and this is what my palate told me I want to do. Like I said, when I chew, you don't swallow. So handle your business. So now, if you look in this pot here, you'll see how everything's coming together. The onions are translucent, the peppers are soft, and that last pat of butter I put in there And I don't have to taste it again because I'm happy with where it's at. Now, remember, this fish was already seasoned. So all you do is lay the fish on top. Now, I have 5 pieces in there. I have 4 pieces left over. So what I'm going to do is, once I'm going to take a cover, I'm going to cover this. Once these pieces have steam, I can take them out, put them to the side, and put the rest of them in the same broth, without missing a beat. Excuse me for 1 second. Here's my top. And right away, I can start cleaning up. Because this is almost a done deal right here. And it don't get any easier than this, folks. And as I told you, for my certain recipes, I will give you measurements and all of that, whatnot. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to teach you how to trust your palate, how to trust your instincts. You can read a recipe a million times, but it's always going to come out a different way. You need to start trusting yourself. Because like I said, when I chew, you don't swallow. This is all I'm trying to do is give you a roadmap, baby. Okay? All right. If you notice, you can hear it. You can hear this bubbling and steaming. And if you look at the fish, it's already started, what's this been, 2 minutes? It already started turning opaque. So with this, I just take this fish here. I'll sit it in this container. Oops. Got the fire too hot. Excuse me. I'm going to sit it in this container right here because this fish is already done. Now, I've used tilapia. My family, I have done it with whiting. I've done it with flounder, and flounder is such a soft fish and a light fish. It's going to take less time than this did. But this is tilapia I'm using. You can do it with kingfish. You can do it with salmon, any kind of fish you want. And then I lay these on top. Put the top on. And let it come back up to steam the fish. Okay, and like I said, in the meantime, while that's steaming, clean up. Clean up your mess. And this way, you don't have to wait, and then by the time you finish cooking, your friggin' kitchen looks like ground zero. Don't nobody want that. Okay? So clean up as you go. See? It ain't that deep. I throw these in the sink. Let me just check my fish again. See? This one, now you can tell this one isn't done yet because it's still pink right over here. Still a little pink here. Now these are done. These are done. They right in the heart of they right in the thick of things. But see, this isn't done right there. Certain pieces, because you know tilapia is not the same size on both sides. So one side is thinner than the other. But that doesn't mean that this fish should get overcooked fast or will dry out. So we're going to give that just another minute. And what? This was done in what? Less than 15 minutes? Okay? And then you have some rice. You have a salad. You have some crusty bread or some garlic bread or some biscuits that you could dump in the sauce. some hot sauce. You know, hot sauce is black people salad dressing. And you good. You good. All day, all night. You know? And also too, it's very low in fat. Okay, you may want to use margarine. I like butter. I am but so big, so I can afford it, and my cholesterol level is fabulous. Okay, there we go. Our steamed fish. And what? This is less than 15 minutes? And then we just take this and pour the sauce. And there you go. Caribbean steamed fish. I hope you all enjoy. Smooches, everybody.